Jim Jones has been a licensed hairstylist in East Lansing, Michigan for over 36 years. He's been presenting national and international seminars with his educational and motivational experience for the past 22 years. A master haircutter and professional motivational speaker, Jim Jones has produced 3 one-hour videos entitled A Family Affair, The A to Z's of Clipper Cutting, and an all-men's haircutting and beard design video. Now, Jim Jones is introducing his newest haircutting ideas in the art of razor cutting, the haircut that doesn't look like a haircut. In this one-hour video, Jim will share his expertise with you, how to take your razor cutting skills and confidence to your next level. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for your educational pleasure, here's Jim Jones.
When's the last time a customer sat in your chair and said, "Can you give me a haircut that doesn't look like a haircut?" And you said, "Sure, how about a razor cut?" This video is about razor cutting. Let me tell you a true story about a razor cut. In 1976, I just completed an international seminar in Los Angeles, California. I stopped by Las Vegas for a little weekend retreat. I walked out by the MGM hotel pool, and there was one guy out by the pool, and I noticed that he had longer hair. I notice everybody's hair, don't you? He had longer hair, and he was a really good looking guy, and he was kind of off to the side, and he was laying in a lounge chair, and he had aluminum foil around him. And I thought, well, that's quite unusual. But it was a cool, windy day in Vegas, so he was just sort of catching some sun. And being a Tennessee country boy, I never meet a stranger. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, how you doing? You have really nice hair." And he said, "Well, thank you very much." He said, "What brings you to Las Vegas?" And I told him I just did this big hair show in Los Angeles. He said, "So you're a hairstylist?" And I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "What would you do with my hair?" So I started checking out his hair and I said, "Ah, you have a razor cut." And he says, "Is it a good haircut?" And he says, "Yes." I said, "Yes, it is a good haircut. It was cut very, very nicely with the razor." And he stuck his hand out to me just like this. He says, "What's your name?" And I said, "My name's Jim Jones." And I stuck my hand back and I says, "What's your name?" He said, "Barry." And I said, "Barry?" And he said, "Manilow." And I said, "What do you do, Barry?" Honestly, I'd never heard of Barry Manilow at that time. So I checked out Barry's hair and we had a really, really nice visit, and I complimented him on his nice long razor cut haircut. And I didn't think a thing about it because I'd never heard of him until that evening. I went for my jog in front of the MGM hotel and I saw this big, huge billboard that says, quote, "Barry Manilow in concert tonight." And I thought, I met that guy today. Well, ironically, the next morning at breakfast, about 10:15 in the morning, I was sitting with 2 couples, hairstylist couples of mine, friends of mine, who had gone to see the Barry Manilow show. And the ladies were going on and on about Barry Manilow and what a great performance he puts on. I didn't think a thing about it, but at this time, honest to goodness, in walks Barry Manilow for breakfast. You see, famous people eat breakfast also. And when Barry Manilow saw us sitting at the table, he walked over and he says, "Good morning, Jim." And I said, "Good morning, Barry." And these ladies go, they were starstruck. And Barry Manilow does like this. He says, "How does it look today, Jim?" I said, "Oh, it looks great, Barry." So I introduced Barry Manilow to the ladies and to their husbands, and it was a very, very nice moment for them because they got his autograph. And when he got ready to depart to go for his breakfast, he looked at me and he says, razor cut." And he walks off after saying that, and the ladies were still starstruck, and they said, quote, "How do you know him?" And I said, quote, "That's Barry. He gets a razor cut." You see, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of men and women like a haircut that doesn't look like a haircut. And that's what we're going to be sharing with you here in this live training video, the razor cut. For your own information, let me share something with you. First of all, in 1974, I did my first hair show in Cleveland, Ohio for about 800 hairstylists. In that first show, I introduced the razor cut, which we'll be sharing with you here today. And you know, since that time, for the last 22 years of doing national and international seminars, I have found for my own surveys that about 90% of hairstylists in America cut hair predominantly with the razor. It keeps them in their comfort zone. Well, this is a wonderful way to cut hair, and if you're doing nice scissor cuts, keep doing that. But the scissors are a blunt haircut. So if you take like really thick hair and you cut the hair blunt with the scissors, you actually make thick hair thicker. So I want to share ideas how you can lighten that hair with the razor. Now, clipper cutting is an awful, wonderful way of cutting hair. And we have training videos that teach you how to do clipper cutting, the A to Z's of clipper cutting, everything about clipper cutting. With the clipper, you're cutting a texturized blunt cut. This is wonderful for your short haircuts for men and women, all the latest like Princetons and flat tops and fades and clipper over comb. This is a wonderful, wonderful way of cutting short hair for men and women. And then your blending shears thins the ends of the hair or texturizes the hair. This is a wonderful way of thinning the hair, taking the weight out of the hair, and what I call polishing the haircut. Very wonderful with the blending shears. And then the razor cut is what I call filleting the hair, where you're actually slicing the hair and cutting the hair to a nice soft point. See, the razor cut is a haircut that really doesn't look like a haircut, and it's also the idea of filleting or slicing the hair. So I challenge you, get ready and let's fillet some hair. The thicker and the more unruly the hair, the more effective the razor becomes. The razor smooths and softens the hair. And there's absolutely no way that you can get the hair to lay as smooth as you can with the razor. See, the razor really gives you more versatility in your hair cutting skills. And again, you're filleting the hair. In this training video, I want to share with you ideas about the art of razor cutting and the benefits of you increasing your skills and your self-confidence in razor cutting. Let me explain something to you. Every one of hairstylists in America are at a different level in razor cutting. Some of you may be a beginner. You may be a student. Maybe you've never picked up a razor. I want to encourage you to start learning the art of razor cutting. You may be intermediate. You may have a little experience in razor cutting, but you'd like to have more experience. I challenge you to the next level in razor cutting. And then you veterans that have been in the business for a while, you probably started razor cutting. You say, yeah, I know how to razor cut. Give me that razor. Well, again, I challenge you to take these ideas that we'll be sharing with you in this razor cutting video and take your hair cutting skills to its highest level. The art of razor cutting is the art of smoothing and softening the hair. Many, many ideas to share with you. So my goal is to help you to increase your experience and to increase your confidence in razor cutting and help you to become more versatile in your overall hair cutting skills. Now let's talk about the variety of razors. As you can see, there's quite a display of razors available. Let me briefly explain. This type of razor has the guard on it. You can maneuver the blade up and down. This is a very, very excellent type razor. And then you have another type razor here that's straight with a guard where you will not cut yourself here. And then here's another one with the razor guard. Guards are excellent. Protects not only you from cutting yourself, but also your customer. And then you have the type of razors like these upper two razors here that do not have a guard. They just have the little thin blade showing through. So you won't cut yourself too bad, stylists, with these razors. Now, I personally use all the different types of razors. They're all very excellent. It's your choice of whether you want to use the type of razor with the guard or without. During this video, you'll see me using a variety of different types of razors. Now let's talk about how to hold the razor. First of all, I just hold the razor flat, just like this. I hold the razor right in the pivot, and I hold it just like this because I want to be able to move my wrist. So I like the razor nice and straight. I use the analogy, have you ever felt like just doing this to someone, you know, at a certain moment? Well, take that idea right there, and that's how you maneuver the wrist when you're razor cutting. So it's really important to get that wrist moving, as you'll see me as I demonstrate the different haircuts. And also the touch with the razor is very, very, very important. Would you just take your right hand and hold it up to your cheek and just very lightly run your fingers across your cheek? That's the touch, a real soft touch with the razor. Because remember this, stylist, the razor to damp hair is like a knife to warm butter. So you want to develop that soft, gentle touch where the hair comes off very, very lightly. Now that I've shared these ideas with you about the razor and razor cutting, let's cut some hair. Now with the razor cut, you want to make sure that you get the hair nice and damp. The hair should be just about the dampness that it would be after the shampoo bowl. So we'll have this nice and damp so we soften the hair, because when the hair is damp, we can get the hair to do what we want it to do, and when the hair is dry, it does what it wants to do. Now David has some real problem areas in his hair, particularly underneath here. Now we'll just take a nice close-up shot here, and you can see all this unruly hair underneath. You see how this grows up? Well, this upward growth pattern pushes his hair out. So the first problem area that I want to share with you is how to get the unruly hair out from underneath. So I'm going to take my razor, and where the hair grows up, I'm going to take the razor and just fillet that hair right out by holding it with my fingers, and all that unruly hair on this side, we're just going to take the razor and fillet that down, and then we'll just very lightly hit the top of the hair here to tame that cowlick area, which pushes the growth pattern up. And then you can also go up like this and just very lightly soften that hair underneath. And I'll just use the razor to very, very lightly pick up the hair on the bottom of his neck. So we'll be doing the same thing on the other side, but this is what I call taming the cowlick underneath. And then when we drop that hair over and comb it down, that rough hair underneath has been taken out, and the hair will lay a lot smoother over the top. Now the second thing I want to share with you is what I call under bevel with the razor. And the way you do this, stylist, by the way, the biggest problem that men have with their hair is the back flips up. And I'm going to show you how to eliminate that flip. It's like the analogy I use. If I came into your kitchen, walked up to your kitchen table, and kicked out the front two legs of your kitchen table, what would your kitchen table do? It would fall forward. Well, that's what we're going to show you here, the under bevel with a razor. And we're going to cut David's hair about medium length. And we're going to show you how to do the under bevel here to get the hair to go under. You take your section like this, place the razor flat underneath, and then slide, 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 slide. You're thinning, and as you get near the end, you just turn the razor blade over and pull straight down toward the floor. Now we'll show you the same thing over here. Razor flat underneath, step one, and then very lightly slide along the hair. You're thinning the hair from underneath, and then as you get near the end, turn it over and pull straight down. And we'll continue this all the way around. Now as you get more experience, stylist, here's what you'll be doing. Slide, slide, slide to the end, and then turn it over and pull straight down towards your toes. It's very important that you finish your razor right straight down toward your toes. Slide, 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 and turn it over. slide, 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 and turn it over. You put the turn with the razor where you want to remove the length. And since this is going to be about medium length and it will still cap over David's ears, we're just sliding and turning that hair right over. Now David, shake your head back and forth for me. Just shake it real good. That's it. Now Silas, look at this hair go under. See that hair go under as compared to this side? See how it flips out? So the under bevel with a razor is very, very effective to get that hair to lay under. Even in the back here, we'll just hit this one more time, slide, 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 and turn it over. So we're undercutting the hair to get the hair to go under. And this is done on the entire outside perimeter of the haircut. Under bevel with the razor. The next thing I want to show you is what I call cutting on the back side of the hair. And what we're going to do is David combs his hair back. So since he combs his hair back, we're going to take 1 inch vertical sections, pull the hair forward, lay the razor flat about halfway down. I don't go any more than halfway down to the scalp. Halfway down, and just very lightly, that touch I showed you on the cheek, very lightly straight through. Very, very lightly straight through. This is what we call cutting on the back side of the hair. So take your section, pull it forward, straight forward, razor flat, very, very light, straight through. See how lightly I'm removing that hair? On the back side of the hair. Pull it forward, straight through. And you do this, stylist, to the center of the back. Straight through, 1 inch vertical section, straight through, filleting the hair. And this is the same concept as if you were taking your scissors and cutting the hair like this with your scissors, only you'd be blunt cutting it. But what you're doing is filleting the hair with the razor on the back side to the center of the back, straight through. And then what will happen when David combs his hair or blows his hair back, see the shorter hair is underneath and the longer hair comes over the shorter hair, and the hair will lay much smoother. Now watch this. David, shake your head back and forth really good. Really shake it good. Really shake it. Now notice, thank you David, now notice how the hair just falls right into place, and you can see it even with it damp. Now I call the razor cut a haircut that doesn't look like a haircut. So see this little hair here? We just take this, pull it forward, and very lightly fillet this out, because we don't want any lines that the scissors would show around the ears. This is how Barry Manilow got his haircut. So I just want to show you this, and then we'll finish the other haircut off camera. Now, the rest of the haircut I should say. Now, let's talk about a couple other problem areas. Men particularly have cowlicks. Cowlicks all over. Now, David's hair is thinning a little bit, like his dad, I might add. But we'll just dampen his hair, and where the cowlick swirls this way, and if your customer has thicker hair, this is even more effective. Where the cowlick swirls this way, what we're going to do, stylist, is we're going to pull the hair back the opposite way, about halfway down, very, very, very lightly, fillet right straight through. And what this does, stylist, it breaks the cowlick down. So whichever way the cowlick swirls, in this case this way, you pull it back the opposite way and straight through. And I'll be explaining what I call back teasing with the razor later, but you can also just take and just very lightly back tease that. Now let me show you here in the back. A lot of guys and kids, even women, have cowlicks in the back. The same principle. Whichever way the cowlick swirls, if it goes this way, then you pull the cowlick back the opposite way, about halfway down, very, very, very lightly fillet straight through. Now you see how lightly we remove that hair there? Very, very lightly, straight through. And again, I'll explain the back teasing more later, but the cowlick, whichever way it swirls, if it goes over this way, you can pull it back and very, very lightly take your razor about halfway down and just very lightly, what I call back tease the hair with the razor, just like this. And what it does, it breaks that hair down from underneath, and that top hair will come over and the hair will lay much smoother. Now, on the top, where we're cutting on the back side of the hair, if he wears his hair back, then what you're going to do is bring the hair forward and shape the hair all forward like this. Basically, whichever way he or she combs the hair or finishes it, you cut it the opposite way. So in this case, David brings the hair all back, so we cut everything forward, just like the old pixie haircut. You remember that hairstyle, don't you, stylist? So if he wears it back, then you pull everything forward and cut it 1-inch vertical strips to the center of the back. And that's the same thing that we'll be doing on this side. 1-inch vertical strips, cutting from the front all the way to the center of the back, like the pixie haircut, and cutting the front all forward. And then when David brings his hair back, shake your head, David. Shake it real good, real good. You can see that hair will just fall right in there, and the hair will lay like it's never laid. And I guarantee you that, stylist, the haircut that doesn't look like a haircut. Okay, stylist, I'm going to show you something you've never seen. I'm going to show you how to razor cut a man's beard. You see, a lot of men don't like their beard too short. So the razor cut on the beard softens the beard and keeps the beard fuller and smoother. So the first thing I'm going to do is dampen his beard. So I just dampen my hand and just very lightly dampen his beard. Now, stylist, I don't recommend that you dampen the beard like this. They get just a little bit wet. Of course, I'm just teasing. Now what we're going to do is take the razor, and you notice I'm using the razor that has the guard on it, because this does get a little bit more petite around the lips here. So what I'm going to do is just very lightly hit the ends of his beard about halfway, because David doesn't like his beard too short. And see how that hair is just coming off very soft. And then to get this line around here, we just take the edge of the razor and just very lightly take this out. And you can also do it like this. But the whole point of the razor cutting of the beard is it leaves the beard fuller, but yet adds nice softness and shape to the beard. And especially some of these guys that have real long beards, it really adds nice shape to long beards. So we just hit about the halfway part of the beard and just very lightly, again, that soft, gentle touch on the beard. And what you can see, the amount of hair that comes off here, very lightly filleting the beard. And I guarantee you this is something that your customers will absolutely love. So we'll just very lightly, his beard's not as thick over here, so we don't need as much. Again, very, very lightly around the ears with the guard. You will not nick the skin of your customers, so don't worry about that. And then if you'd like to get this out a little bit finer with your scissors or your little clippers, you can do that right there. And you can even razor cut the nose hairs if you'd like to. No, I'm just teasing. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here's the razor cut of the beard and the razor cut under bevel, cutting on the back side of the hair. Now, David, just shake your head for me. Just shake it real good. Now, stylist, notice how smooth that hair lays in there. A great haircut, you shake it loose and it falls forward, falls into a nice shape. One more shake, David. One more shake. There you go. And he can just run his fingers through the hair. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is a haircut and a beard trim that doesn't look like a haircut. So razor cut those beards. Okay, stylists, this is Paul, and boy does Paul have some very, 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 very thick hair. And remember, the razor responds most favorably to very thick and unruly hair. So to start off here with Paul, let me show you how we do a trim in Michigan, where I'm from. So I'm just going to gather Paul's hair and pull it right together in a ponytail, and I'm going to twist it and very lightly trim his hair. And Paul, I'm just going to give you something here. Now, Paul, shake your hair. Oh, that's it, Paul. Now shake this hair here. That's it. Boom, razor cut. All right, don't go crazy on me, Paul. There you go. Thank you very much. Now look here, stylist. Instantly, we have a razored neckline. Yes. So now what I want to show you here is a technique that I call razor over comb. Now before I show you, I'd like for you where you sit viewing this video, I'd like for you to put your hands together just like this and then rotate your thumbs just like this. That's it, stylist. Because what I'm going to introduce you here is what I call razor over comb. And this is going to be a shorter, more GQ haircut where we're actually going to pull the hair off to the side and lift the hair very lightly with the comb for razor over comb. And we'll just bring that hair right down, and we're actually going to taper Paul's hair down to his neck where it will be medium short. So we'll just take the razor and very lightly hit the ends of the hair. And here we're cutting kind of off to the side to get to the back side of the hair again. So when that hair comes down, it will fall into his neck into a natural free-flowing effect. So we'll just comb this forward. Now, let me explain something here to you, stylist. You get these guys, particularly, that get this real curly hair around the ears. Let me show you. Razor over comb, we're going to pull the hair forward just like we did with the earlier haircut with David, only this hair oftentimes is too short to get a hold of with your fingers. So here's the technique. You lift the hair very lightly with the comb and do your razor over comb against the growth pattern of the hair, and you create this rotary effect. And again, we're cutting the hair from behind. I'm removing some length here. See, right straight through, razor over comb, and particularly getting this hair shorter around the ears. So with this extra length, we can just pull this and remove this hair here. When there's enough length to grab a hold of, you just take it and cut it right straight through with your fingers. But again, when the razor is not, or when the hair is not long enough to get a hold of, now I'll go to the razor with a guard here for those of you who feel a little bit more secure with your guards, because again, you cannot cut him or yourself with the guard. So we're cutting on the back side of the hair, razor over comb, and then as you get more experience, you'll see it with your eye, and you can feel the hair becoming a little shorter, lifting the hair and cutting the hair out, razor over comb. Now watch this, stylist. When he combs that back, ooh, yes. And then again, we don't want him to look like he just had a haircut, so we're just going to very lightly take this hair off his ears, and with a guard on it, we can just fillet this hair down here with his sideburn. So we'll just take this down, again cutting it forward, and as he pushes his hair back, stylist, there is the haircut that doesn't look like a haircut, razor over comb. Now we're going to leave his top a little longer, but again we're going to bring this hair forward, and we'll start with 1-inch horizontal strips and just very lightly hit the ends of the hair with the razor. 1-inch horizontal strips, razor over comb. And this technique is excellent for men who have thick, unruly hair, and particularly the real curly hair where they want the hair to lay smoother. Now we'll just comb this back, and again we'll have Paul just tip his head back and shake his head real good. That's it, Paul. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is a GQ razor cut haircut, 1/2 finish. And then you can just take your razor and tighten this neckline in a little bit. The haircut that doesn't really look like a haircut is a razor cut. Okay, stylist, so here's your razor over comb. Remember that rotary action that I showed you there, and look how smooth Paul's hair is. Now we've got it just in a nice damp look, which is very popular now for men. But watch here when Paul shakes this head loose. Shake it good. Now watch that hair fall right into shape. See, the razor softens the hair. The haircut that really, this one really does look like a haircut. So I challenge you, get those razors out and razor over comb. Okay, stylist, this is James. You know, 70% of customers leave the salon unhappy because the stylist did what they wanted to do rather than what the customer wanted. James wants his hair left long. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to leave his hair long. We teach at our live seminars nationwide what we call 5-star service with a smile. Give your customers exactly what they want. So James wants his hair left longer. So what we're going to do here is just take the razor and go underneath again very lightly, slide, 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 and turn it over and finish, leaving the length, all the length in his hair. Undercut, under bevel, and what this does for a man with long hair, it leaves all the length in his hair, but it adds some shape to the hair. Slide, slide, slide your thinning and just come right out to the end, turn it over and pull straight down. And you can see how we're just shaping the hair from underneath. And then again, if he's going to wear his hair back, we would pull it forward and very lightly fillet the hair and leave all the length, slide right out to the length in James's hair. Slide, slide, slide right straight through, bringing the hair forward. Don't go any more than halfway down or you get those little shooters coming up from the scalp there. Very lightly. See how I'm filleting that hair? Filleting it right straight off. So pulling it forward and shaping very, very, very lightly on long hair. The razor cut is the haircut that doesn't look like a haircut. Straight through. Now, I was just teasing you there about leaving it long because I've talked with James and he says, yes, I am ready for short hair. So we're going to take this hair right here, the length, we're going to twist it, razor underneath and undercut. Presto! Now we're going to have the bangs come right straight down and undercut for one length. Just to show you here that hairstylists can change their mind. Just make sure that they're ready. Now we're just going to take this hair, razor flat underneath, and we're going to come out firm on those ends and turn it over and slice that hair off right to the back. Again, we'll take it and slide the razor and cut the hair off. Now, James, shake your head. Shake it good. All right. So here's what we end up with here, stylist. Under bevel, and we can just go underneath and just clean this a little bit. Nice and soft. And remember this also, you could pre-cut the hair with the scissors and finish with the razor, but as you get more experience, you can just go right in and do it all with a razor. Give me one more shake, James. One more shake. That's it. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is a longer haircut, showing you how to leave it long on one side, but then when he's ready, like James is, to have it shorter, the razor cut, under bevel, basic one length on the top. The razor cut, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've gone from long hair into shorter hair here with a razor cut. Now let me show you another thing here, stylist. We're just going to gather all this hair on top because as James and I have communicated, we find out that he wants just a little bit of that curl to come out. So I'm going to take this hair straight up and slice it right off. That will layer that top. Then I'm going to take the sides here, bring the hair all together, twist it, and I'm going to take about 2 inches off there. And then we'll do the same thing here in the back. Like we did Paul's hair, we're just going to take the hair, twist it, and slice it off. And again, this razor doesn't have the guard on it, so we can get that razor blade right into the hair to cut the hair off. So we'll just take this and take that like so, and we have just layered his hair. And James can wear his hair in a real GQ look. Now let me show you something here real quick. If you can zoom in here close, you see these little hairs sticking up here? He doesn't like that curl right there, so we just push that forward and just very lightly razor over comb and take that, break that down. Again, problem areas. Now look, presto, the hair lays in. And if it's curly around here, we just push it forward and razor cut it from behind, and you can also cut it from the front like this. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is a young man that goes from long hair, and we showed you how you could leave his hair long, the razor cut, the haircut that doesn't look like a haircut. Now watch this, shake your head good, James, just shake it good, and notice how the hair is still left full, but again the razor cut, ladies and gentlemen, is a haircut that really doesn't look like a haircut. So we'll just show you here, and James, give me one more shake. So ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you to become more versatile with your razor cutting. All right, stylists, this is Teresa, and Teresa wants to leave her hair long. So what I want to show you here is you definitely can pre-cut the hair with the scissors. Remember this, stylist, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So the things that you're still doing with your scissors and doing well, keep doing them. So I call this the Toronto cut. I show this a lot at my live seminars, and stylists really like it, so I want to share this idea with you. I learned this haircut in 1972 in Toronto, Ontario, in a training class that I was taking at that time. So what we're going to end up with here is a nice, soft, fringy look, leaving her hair long but framing her face more, and show this beautiful face here that Teresa has. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to cut the section of the hair at the ear gravity split. And I'm going to bring this hair down. And first of all, I'm going to create my guide right here. And then from that guide, I'm going to lay the hair in my hand, the palm of my hand. I'll go at a very high angle and pre-cut her hair right straight down at a diagonal angle from the bang area all the way down into the length in the back, and we're going to be leaving the length in her hair. So pre-cutting, predetermining that angle with the scissors, and we'll do the same thing over here. We'll bring the hair straight down, and you're all familiar with the ear gravity split where the hair falls through on the ears. Nice earrings, Teresa. Okay, and again, predetermine the length of the bangs here. I'm slightly over directing this hair for the Toronto cut at the bottom, cutting my angle at a diagonal, coming right up into my palm, slightly over directing the hair and predetermining this angle. prior to finishing it with the razor. So here we have, I'll check here, I'll check here. So we've got the angle started, and then very quickly here, stylist, I'll just bring this hair together because we want to leave her length in the back. I'll just bring this hair right together, nice and tight, and I'll just trim the ends of her hair on the bottom. And then for the Toronto cut, at the ear gravity, where we created a triangle here, I'm just going to come in and just bring that in just a little bit right there, and do the same thing at the ear gravity on this side. You can see where we come from the angle and we come across, and we just come right down and just edge that corner around. Okay, so there's the pre-cut with the scissors. Now I'm going to take my razor and show you something that you may have never seen before. This is what I call back teasing with the razor. I'm just going to back tease the bangs to add softness. So you just go right in just like you would back tease the head of hair. And what this does, stylist, it gives the bangs a real soft, fringy look. And here's the technique up close. Just take the razor, point it right down into the hair, and just go right in, and just like you would back tease a head of hair. And you can see how you get those little short points on the hair there. So I back tease the front bang area, and then we'll just come right in and again under bevel and finish underneath as we did with the guys earlier. So it's the basic same ideas, except here we're obviously working with longer hair because Teresa wants it long, and I'm going to leave it long because I want her to rebook with me and bring her friends back. So we just under bevel, slide, 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 and turn it over. We'll do the same thing over here, over directing the hair, razor underneath, slide, 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 and finish toward the floor, under bevel. Very popular haircut for the ladies that want to leave the hair long, under bevel. Okay, Teresa, just shake your head right there for me. That's it, that's it. Okay, and then another thing I want to show you here, stylist. Teresa has an abundance of hair right in here. What we're going to do is we're just going to take this hair in about a 1-inch section, lift the hair up very lightly, and what we call back tease. This is another way of lightening the hair. We're just going to go right in and very lightly back tease the hair. And what that does, it takes some of that thickness out of her hair. You see, ooh, I knew you would like that one. And look here, you can also come in at this angle. We can come in from behind like this, lift the hair up, hold it up, again, not down too close to the scalp, about halfway out, and just back tease the inside of her hair, and that just takes that weight right out of Teresa's hair. Look here, filleting the hair. So we'll just bring this, lift it right straight up, because she says, boy, my hair is so thick, Jim, can you leave it long, but just take some of that weight out. So this is what we call teasing or back teasing the hair. So let me show you this back teasing up close here. You take your razor, and this razor doesn't have the guard, just very lightly put that blade right into that hair and just very, very lightly hit the ends of the hair. And see what that does again? It just takes that and fillets that hair. So you can do it without the guard, or you can use it with the guard. I'll show you here how to use it, how to do this with the guard. Nice close-up shot here. So your razor with the guard, again about halfway down, and just very, very, very lightly hitting the ends of the hair, back teasing the hair. And of course she gets a lot of extra bulk right back here in the back, so we'll lift this right up and just back tease this very lightly. You won't damage the hair if the hair is in excellent condition and the razor is really sharp. So always remember that. That question is always asked at my live seminars. So look what we're doing with this long hair. Just filleting the hair and taking some of that weight out. Let me show you one other thing here, stylist. Her hair goes over like this, so we're just going to bring this hair and pull it back underneath the back side of the hair. And look here, just very lightly we'll back tease this top again to just take some of that weight out of Teresa's hair. So back teasing with the razor, ladies and gentlemen, underneath, under bevel here, nice razor teasing, back teasing in the front. So ladies and gentlemen, the haircut that doesn't look like a haircut, back teasing the hair, razor cutting on long hair. Alright, this is Pam, and the haircut we're going to show here is what we call short and sassy. And it's going to be the type of haircut where Pam can either wear it toward her face or she can wear it back, either way. So the first thing we want to do here, stylists, again we're going to underbevel the outside design line. Now I've shown you how to do this, but as you get more experience, we'll show you how this moves along a little pretty quick here. Experience is the greatest teacher that you have. So since we want this to kind of come toward her face, unlike the long version that we were doing for Teresa, we will underbevel and take this up fairly short, but undercut it, underbevel, 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 slide, 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 and underbevel, underbevel. Now, as we showed you with David earlier, if they're going to wear the hair back, then you cut it from the front to the back like this. But here we're going to bring her hair forward because she's going to be finishing her hair forward. So what we're going to do here, stylists, is we're going to start in the center of the back, 1-inch vertical strips halfway down, and fillet the hair straight through. And we just go right up that strip. Cut there and cut here. 1-inch vertical strips, leaving some length, but filleting it from the back to the front. So it's always the opposite. Straight through. I'm using the razor without the guard here, and you can see how clean this razor cuts the hair. Again, moving the wrist the way I showed you earlier. Straight through. So what we're doing here is razor cutting vertical strips on the back side of the hair. Taking that strip, holding it with your fingers straight through, right straight up, working right up the vertical section, the same technique that you'd be using if you were using your scissor. So when we get to the front here, we're pulling this hair back and cutting it here because we're going to wear her hair forward. Then as we move into the top, we'll take this hair that falls over this way, and we'll just bring the hair straight up and straight through to remove some length. And then you can also do some back teasing in there. Oh, you're going to love this back teasing, stylist. Back tease this, all cut out from underneath. And then if the hair is still a little bulky, you can come to this angle here, and as I showed you earlier, do a little razor over comb just to soften that up a little bit more. Bringing it right up, razor cutting it out from underneath with a razor over comb. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Just do this for me. Shake it real good, Pam. Shake it. Okay, now look here, ladies and gentlemen. Look here, stylists. See how soft that razor makes that hair? And over here, nice and soft. And then you can see the bulk left here on the side that we haven't cut yet. So we'll come back and show you this after we've cut the other side. Razor cutting, short hair, razor over comb, back teasing, razor cutting is hot stuff. Alright, so what we've done here with Pam is we've cut everything from the back forward. Again, like the pixie haircut hair, everything used to come forward. So 1-inch vertical strips from the back to the front because Pam, and also we back tease the top to give that little softness there. So the bottom line is she can wear her hair forward like this. She can push it back like this. Very, 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 very versatile haircut. Now watch this. Shake your head real good, Pam. Look how the razor just softens that hair, and there's a lot of versatility in this haircut. So ladies and gentlemen, razor cutting short hair. I challenge you to sharpen those razor skills. So stylists, razor cutting is hot stuff. I challenge you to watch this video over and over and over the next 30 days. Repetition is the mother of learning. Learn all of these haircuts, and I guarantee you it will help you to take your haircutting skills and confidence to the next level. It's time to fillet the hair. Razor cutting and the art of razor cutting is for you.
Jim's other 3 one-hour training videos on men's haircutting and beard design, a family affair, haircutting for the entire family, and the A to Z's of clipper cutting are currently available for $49.95 each. If you're really serious about taking your haircutting skills and confidence to the highest level, we strongly recommend Jim's entire haircutting series for only $149.95 plus $10 shipping and handling. Also, Jim is available for in-salon training or in-school training, where he'll come to your salon or school for a private seminar for your entire staff. He also offers private one-on-one training where you can come to East Lansing, Michigan and be personally trained by the master. Interested? Contact Jim Jones Enterprises at 1135 East Saginaw, East Lansing, Michigan, 48823, or phone 1-800-962-6178. Remember, Jim offers a 30-day money-back guarantee on all training videos, seminars, and training sessions.